Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Wow, my time is mixed up right now. How's it going? How is everybody? Can you hear me? Can you see me all right? Everyone's doing well today? See a lot of familiar faces, names. Again, sorry. I've had the day off today, so my schedule's a little bit different today. But came into school to do the chat today. Nice to see you all. Good afternoon. Hello. Yes, I'll definitely be praying for the Iraqi people, for sure, Sama. It's very sad what you're going through. Sorry for that. Okay, good. Seeing a lot of nice familiar names in the chat and excited to get started with you guys. We're doing an hour here, 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Number 28. Today we're going to be practicing with agreeing and disagreeing, some different rules to think about when you're doing that. So, if everyone's good, we will begin. I'm going to switch over the screen here. Perfect. All right. Hi, Gertie. Hello, Kelvin. Jesus. Good. Lots of people. Michaeli, Lolly, of course. Mr. F. Yeah, Maya, Kavi, Raphael, Isaac, Malua. Good. Bimaljit, Imad, Gertie, I said, Saeed. Awesome. Good. Jamie, hello. All right. Bimaljit, that's okay. You must be busy. Flying schedule. Do you fly for work or? Yeah, good. Well, I'm happy that you're here and we're going to get started. So let me just make this screen a little bit bigger and then we can begin. Oh, you're a cabin crew. Cool. I always thought that would be a fun job. Probably hard work flying all the time, but you get to see the world, so that's exciting. Jesus, first time here. Welcome. Yes. Cool, cool. Hello, Kamal. Good, good. Well, hopefully you're all doing well and you've had a good day. It might be very late for some of you, so thanks for being here. That's all right, Jamie. Glad to have you in the chat. It's very open. Only rule or expectation is kindness, and that's about it. Be kind. Keep it casual, nothing too intense in the chat. We're just here to learn some English together. All right, good. All right, so and neither do I. We're gonna get into it. Look at this dialogue here. We've got two people talking. One person talking about their plans. I'm so excited. This is my first time traveling overseas. I have never left my country before, okay? So they have never had that experience. So the person listening, B, speaker B, they can agree with this statement and say, neither have I. I'm excited as well, okay? So they're here agreeing with a negative statement. So this is the rule for negative statement agreement. I have never, okay? And this is positive agreement with saying as well. I am so excited, okay? I am excited as well. All right, so let's get into it. We've got to and either. We're going to talk about different rules that you need to know for short agreement, and after we'll talk about disagreement. Okay, so we can use both of these words to show that something is the same as another thing. Okay, we also have words like as well and also, and those have the same meaning as to. Okay, whatever you guys kind of prefer. To, I would say, is probably the most common. And these words, okay, these three words, as well, also, and to, over here, these are only used for positive sentences, okay? When you are listening to someone and they are using a positive verb, you can use these verbs to agree. If the person is making a negative statement using a negative verb, then you have to use either, okay? We're going to start with these ones, either. And let me just say, Saeed, should could be used for uncertainty. It can, but it's a lot in your voice. Like if you're unsure, you can hear it a lot in somebody's voice. Like, I don't know if Jessica is coming, but she should be coming. You know, it's not really uncertainty, but in my voice you can hear uncertainty. Should is more used for like advice and obligation and that kind of thing. And yeah, you can use to for positive agreement and either for negative agreement, okay? Jonataz, not a big difference between overseas and abroad, no. I mean, abroad you can be in any different country because it's not your country, but overseas has more of a, you know, you're crossing a sea. Where I live in Canada, if I live in America, technically I'm abroad, even though I'm not crossing a sea to get there. So that could be a difference. All right. So moving on here. The important thing, okay, you really have to listen carefully to the statement that you are agreeing with because, like I said, there are differences in the rules. So if somebody is using a positive verb, okay, saying, I had a terrible time last night. Yes, the meaning is negative. Having a terrible time is a negative meaning, but the verb had is positive, so you do need to follow the positive agreement rules, okay? So if someone says to you, you know, I had a terrible time last night, if you want to agree with them, you can say, I did too, or I did also, I did as well, okay? However, if they're saying a negative sentence, I didn't have a good time last night, same meaning, these two sentences, but you know, you're using a negative verb here. So the agreement is going to be different. I didn't either. Okay? So you can't say I did too. If someone says I didn't have a good time last night and you say I didn't too or I did too, it's a big problem. Okay? So you want to make sure that when you hear a negative verb, you're going to use either for the agreement. Saeed, that's very bad English. Very bad English. That's a lot of people speak that way, but not good English. You want to say he doesn't listen. Definitely, he doesn't listen. Next examples. Okay, he loves pizza. So we have our verb loves. Okay, it's positive, and you can agree by saying I do as well, or I do too. I do also. Okay? Sometimes when people use also to agree, they repeat the whole sentence again, like he loves pizza. I also love pizza, you know? If you're doing the very short agreement, it's more common to use as well or to, at least for me anyways. Again, here we see a negative verb, okay? A negative auxiliary verb. He doesn't like pasta. So if you want to agree with that, you've got to use either. I don't either. Let's see here. I didn't either. I didn't have either. Vladimir, no. If you're going to repeat the main verb, you have to repeat the whole thing. If you want to say the whole, the main verb, where was that? I didn't have either. You have to say, I didn't have a good time last night either. Okay, you've got to repeat all of it. If you're doing short agreement, it's only the auxiliary verb that you repeat. Okay? You could not say I did neither. No, Raphael, because we'll get to that. Neither is at the beginning. You would say neither did I. Okay? Saeed, I needn't struggle for any problems. Well, we would say I needn't struggle about any problems. That's not a bad sentence. It's just a very formal sentence that personally I wouldn't say, but maybe you read it somewhere. Yeah. Okay, next one. I should study often. We're using a modal verb, should, for obligation, what you know is good for you. I should study more often. If you want to agree with that, you should repeat the modal verb, I should also. Okay, or I should as well. I should too. Okay. Negative, I shouldn't go to bed late tonight. I shouldn't either. Okay, so you're repeating the negative verb and using either because you're hearing a negative verb in the statement that you're agreeing with. Okay, it's very important to pay attention to the original statement. If it's a positive verb, you repeat the auxiliary verb you use to, also, or as well. If you hear a negative verb, you have to remember to use the negative auxiliary verb and either. Okay? But now let's go to the other option. So you have two more options. Okay? So if you want to agree with positive statements, you can also use the word so with the verb and then the subject. Okay? Whereas with to, we use subject, verb, to. If we're using so, we use so, subject, so, verb, subject, sorry. For example, I'm hungry, so am I, or I am too. Okay, so the pattern's a little bit different. If you want to agree to a negative sentence and not use either, you can use neither. Okay, so for example, she wasn't hungry. Neither was he. Okay, or he wasn't either. So yeah, Maya, don't worry about that. You can pronounce it the way you were taught. Totally fine. It's like tomato, tomato, potato, potato. Neither, neither, either, either. It's both are okay. Okay. Clearly, I say either. But, you know, someone else I know might say either. So I don't think there's a better way. Both are okay. Okay, so let's keep going here. As you can see, we put so and neither at the beginning of our agreement, and then our verbs, which are positive. Okay? So let's see here. Some more examples. I went to the gym last night. So did I. You also have to be careful with tense, because if you hear went, you got to know, oh, this is past simple. And in which case, I need to use my past simple auxiliary verb, okay? And here you have the subject after the verb. So did I. Other option, I did too. I did as well. I did also, okay? Negative sentence, I didn't go to the gym last night. Oh, really? Neither did I. Okay, so you can use neither. Just remember that if you choose to use neither, your verb has to be positive. If you choose to use either, at the end, your verb stays negative. I didn't either, or neither did I. Hello, Rohan, welcome. We're going over agreement and negative and positive agreement. Here we have a modal verb, can. This is for ability. He can speak French well. Oh, so can Frank. Okay, or Frank can too. So different order. He can't speak Japanese, lack of ability. Neither can Frank. Okay, or Frank can't either. Let's do another example. Italy has a great soccer team. So does Germany. Or Germany does too. Canada doesn't have a good soccer team. Neither does New Zealand. Or New Zealand doesn't either. So Tanya, you have to be careful with me too, because yes, me too and me neither is the shortest agreement, but that's only for sentences that are about you, right? Like if, for example, here, Italy has a great soccer team, me too wouldn't really work here, right? Or you know, if you say the plant is dying, me too doesn't work. So you have to be careful there. Me too is only when you're agreeing to statements about how somebody is or how they're feeling, like I'm hungry, me too. I'm angry, me too. I want to go eat soon, me too. You know, or I don't want to go to the mall today. Me neither. Okay, if it's negative, it's me neither, not me too. Yeah, but you have to be careful because not every single sentence can be this way. You can't always say me too. You can't always say me neither. So it's very good to learn these rules here. So let me go over to my document here, and we're going to talk about some of this a little more. Okay? So just to recap what we've just gone over in Smrt. So short agreement to positive sentences. You have these options. You can put so, and then the verb, and then the subject, right? So is at the beginning. Or you can put your subject first, and then your verb, and then one of these three words, or double words, okay? I am too, I am as well, I am also, okay? So let's go to this tip. Tip, always pay attention to the verbs used in the sentence that you are agreeing with, okay? Because as we have just talked about, there are some different things that you need to be aware of, okay? So I didn't really get into these details while we were just going over it. I just told you the options, which is so at the beginning or to at the end as well. Also, if you're agreeing to a negative sentence, neither at the beginning or either at the end. But let's talk more closely about a couple guidelines, to remember. In the original statement that you're agreeing with, if an auxiliary verb is used, then you need to repeat that same auxiliary verb in your agreement with the proper subject-verb agreement, okay? Because if someone says I, your new subject can be different, so you sometimes will have to change the subject-verb agreement. Look at these examples. I can dance really well. Someone says that. You should repeat, because this is the main verb, dance, right? This is the auxiliary verb, modal verb, can. So you should repeat this modal verb. So can I, or I can too. Of course, the can doesn't change. There's never an S or anything like that. Tina has been to Italy. So here we're talking about Tina, and we're using present perfect simple to talk about a life experience that Tina has had. So here we have our past participle, been, and we have our auxiliary verb has to create this tense. So in which case you should agree with this auxiliary verb. And if you're using the subject I, you have to change it from has to have. You can't say so has I, right? You have to say so have I. Oh, I have as well. Okay, both options. In this case, me too is fine. Here you can say me too. Here you can say me too. Tim is leaving soon. Here we have the present continuous, okay? Our auxiliary verb, be verb, to create present continuous. So is Jenny. Jenny is also, okay? If you use also, again, it is quite common to repeat the main verb as well. Jenny is also leaving soon, okay? But you don't have to. So yeah, again, in this case, you could not say me too because you're not talking about you now, you're talking about Jenny, right? So you do have to say Jenny is too. Nice, Bilmajit. So have I. Yeah, my hometown is close to Toronto, where I grew up. Good, so rule again. If you hear an auxiliary verb, you should use that in your agreement, okay? Next tip to always remember, always repeat the be verb if it is used, okay? If you hear the be verb, always repeat the be verb. Be verbs are often followed by adjectives, right? So if someone says, I am happy, so am I. We are too is the other option, okay? So this is your main verb here. It's not an auxiliary verb, but it's the be verb. So if it's the be verb, you got to repeat the be verb. Tina is annoyed, another adjective. You could say, so is her boss. Her boss is as well. Okay? So we're repeating the be verb. And let me see if I'm caught up in the chat. Saeed, for passive works the same? Yeah, I mean, if you say the cake was baked this morning, so was the bread. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, next one. So if there is no auxiliary verb, okay, and the main verb is not be, then you have to add do, does, or did. Nice, Bilmajit. Well, maybe it will be serendipity. I don't go to Toronto that often, but I do have some friends there, so who knows? You will have to come say hi to me, though, because I don't know your face, so you can come introduce yourself. So, next rule. If there is no auxiliary verb, and the main verb of the sentence is not be, it's any other verb, play, eat, sing, dance, talk, then you need to add do, does, or did. Okay? So if someone says, I love pizza, then you see the verb is love. It's not the verb be, not I am pizza. So you need to add do, okay? It's present simple, so you're using do. So do I. Or you could say, my sister does too. And don't forget to change the subject-verb agreement if your subject is changing. Here, if someone says, oh, I ate too much last night. This is true for me. Then you can see that it's past simple, so you need to think, oh, okay, did, so did I, or we did as well. Okay? Sounds good. Bill Majid. All right. And again, let's review short agreement to negative sentences, right? So we have the two options. We have neither positive verb, I, or whatever subject, and then we have I, negative verb, either. Kelvin, you did as well? Nice. Okay, and so also note that the same tip and rules from above apply to agreeing to negative sentences. So, always pay attention to the verbs in the speaker's original statement, basically. If you say my sis too, if you're talking about, no, you do need to include the verb. Like if I say I ate too much last night, and someone says, "Oh yeah, my sister too," it's okay, but it will be understood, but it's not proper English. You should say my sister did too, yeah. Or my sister is getting married next year. My sis is too. My sis is too, yeah. My sis too would be just verbal. It's not proper, but yeah. Some people get really lazy that way, but you should, I think, get in the habit of using the auxiliary verb too. Okay, so here are some examples. Tim doesn't like swimming. Oh, neither does Lena. Or Lena doesn't either. Okay, so you have to remember these little changes. Positive verb with neither. The N is, just think of the N as what makes it negative agreement. And then either at the end with a negative verb. Okay. I can't dance well, using negative modal verb. Neither can I. I can't either. Kelvin, neither do I. Tim doesn't like swimming. Neither do I. Of course, yeah. I just try to change up the subject sometimes in my examples, but definitely if it's I, neither do I, for sure. Or I don't either. Yeah. Okay, so we've come to disagreeing, but before we move on to disagreeing, I want to do some examples. Okay, so I'm just going to go down to our exercises here, and I want you guys to just complete the verbs that are missing. Let's do some practice with that. Okay, so you're agreeing with these statements. The meaning will be me too, but we don't want to say me too. So let's just try to fill in the missing information. So here's a sentence: the sound of thunder scares the dog. What's the missing word? Good, Mr. F. You got it. I know not everyone works at the same pace, but I'll keep it going. That's good. So does loud music. Perfect. Hi, Riveringot. Welcome. Okay, so yeah, we're talking here. We have our verb scares. So there's no auxiliary verb because this is a positive present simple sentence. So therefore you have to remember, okay, does. Yeah, so does loud music. Good. Next one. In this case, we're simply missing a subject, so. Or no, sorry. We have our subject I. We're missing our agreement word. I am as well. Good. What else could we say at the end? She is hungry. So am I is good, Saeed. Yeah. I am as well is good. I am too. Yeah. And again, the other one is also. I am also. Yeah. To my ear, if someone says she's hungry, I am also. It sounds weird to me, but that could just be me. If when I hear also, usually repeat the whole sentence. I'm also hungry. Yeah. Just something to remember. I only have $20. Also people say bucks. I only have 20 bucks. 20 bucks. Good, Sam. So do I. Perfect. Yep. Awesome, or I do too. We can't say so have I, Maya, because it's good that you said that so I can cover that. Have here is your main verb. It's not an auxiliary verb. So for that reason, we're using do, not have. If it were an auxiliary verb, we would use have. Like I have only had 5 cookies, for example. So have I would be the agreement. Perfect, perfect. Okay, good. My aunt is a lawyer. What shall we write here? So, not does. Pachu, good. Is. Remember the rule. Always repeat the be verb. Okay? Even if it's your main verb. This is not an auxiliary verb, but if it's the be verb, you got to repeat the be verb. Yeah. And here, my aunt, we're replacing that with mine. Okay? When we have my in a noun, we can replace it in the short agreement with mine. You know, like I could say, my hair is brown, so is mine. My sister is awesome, so is mine. Okay? My car is black, so is mine. Right? You don't have to repeat, so is my car, so is my hair, so is my sister. Okay? You can replace it with mine. All right, next. The weather in winter can be pretty harsh. Everyone familiar with this vocabulary? Harsh basically just means difficult to handle. Really, really, really cold or really, really, really hot. Just something that's difficult to take. Good. So can the weather in summer. Perfect. You see the modal verb and you repeat the modal verb. Good. Cruising along. His eyes are green. That's cool, Saeed. Yep. That's good. So are yours. Good. Are. It's more emotional. So are yours. Nice. Yeah, good. Eyes, plural, are. Perfect. And again, his eyes, now you're talking about other people, so you're changing it to yours. If it were my eyes, so are mine, if you're talking about yourself. Okay, the milk is expired. What would we say here? The eggs, too. The egg. The eggs. Good. Yeah. That's an example of being careful with subject-verb agreement. Good. Plural. So are the eggs are too. So are the eggs. Expired means past the date stamped on the product. You know, most products, they have their date, and after that date, they are expired. But not always true, right? Okay, the movie was boring. What are we missing here? Was the party. Of course. Good, so was the party. Other option, the party was too. The party was also boring. Yeah, the party was as well. Good, good, good. Yeah, so either is not used here because it's a positive sentence. And let's move on. She has a black cat. How can we agree with this? Don't worry, Cherry, we still have half an hour, so join in now, no problem. I'm seeing a lot of haves, have, but you got to ask yourself, is this present perfect? Because I don't think so, right? There's no past participle. So that means it's your main verb. So I'm seeing a lot of do's. Whoever says do, good job. Yeah, so do I. Yeah. And that's because have is your main verb. Okay, but that's okay. These things you'll get better with the more practice. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Backpacking is fun. Package tours, too. Backpacking is fun. We have our main verb, that's be main verb. Good, Pace and Jesus and Mr. F and Vladimir and Bill Majid and Jacqueline and Komal. Awesome. Yeah, so you just have to be careful. We've got a plural noun, so here we have to change it. Whoa. Yeah, package tours are too. Cool. So are package tours, right? Okay, here, we've already eaten breakfast. So am I. I am too. Good, 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 good. You guys are great. So have I. We have our past participle, okay? And often when you see an adverb like already, we know it's present perfect, okay? We've already eaten breakfast. So have I. So have we. We have too. So has my mom. My mom has too. Okay. Next, our plane took off on time. That's right, Kelvin. Yeah. Our plane took off on time. Nanad, right on. How's your subway? What kind did you get? Ours did too. You guys are good. We have past, phrasal verb, past simple. So we need to use did. Ours did too. Good, good, good. Okay. So we're going to now do a couple with the negative. Okay, so this will be, remember there are only two options, but you have to remember neither positive verb, either negative verb. A bit easier here because you don't have to think about using do, does, did, because we'll always have it for making a negative sentence. Doesn't, didn't, don't. John hasn't been to immigration to get a new passport yet. Neither have I. Good. We've got present perfect, so our auxiliary verb will be repeated. We will agree with subject I. It will be positive. Good. Good, good. The strawberries aren't growing very fast. The blueberries aren't. One possibility. Good. So Pays, we can't say to because we have a negative sentence. So to is not possible. Either. Good. The blueberries aren't either. Neither are the blueberries. Next, my luggage didn't arrive this morning. Steve's, either. Birkin, it will only be did if we use neither. Good. It's didn't. Steve's didn't either. Yeah, or of course you can do long form. Steve's did not either. Did not is totally fine too. Yeah. And yeah, so remember, if you're using neither at the beginning, you can use positive did. Neither did Steve's. Okay? And of course, some people might repeat the main verb. You know, in this case, you don't need to repeat anything else. You can say Steve's didn't arrive either. Okay? But a lot of people keep it short. I didn't bring my computer to school today. I didn't. I didn't either. Yeah, you know, this kind of grammar, it's quite simple, but it's definitely necessary to practice it a lot because you can easily make these little mistakes. Yeah. And the goal kind of as you improve is to get your speed, you know, get your speed going with the fluency. Mohammed doesn't really like coffee. That's all right, Nawar. Welcome. Glad to see you. You still got 24 minutes, so no problem. That's right, Sam. It definitely can be tricky, and it's very tricky when speakers speak very fast, definitely. Mohammed doesn't really like coffee. Neither do I. Perfect. Good. Neither do I. And don't worry if you do find this very difficult, because that's totally fine as well. It will get easier as you practice. Our hotel doesn't provide breakfast. Neither ours. Because we have neither, it needs to be positive verb. Yeah, and we're agreeing with ours. Neither does ours. Yeah. Good, 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 good. This car isn't very cheap. This one, what could we say here? This one isn't either. Yeah, we've got isn't. Got to repeat the be verb, and we have either, so we know it's negative. This one isn't either. This one is not cheap either. Yeah, good. Couple more. We aren't going to the party tomorrow. Sorry. We aren't going to the party tomorrow night. Is Thomas. Neither. Good. Neither is Thomas. Yeah, Thomas is neither. Good. Driving to Los Angeles doesn't really have any advantages over flying. Going by train doesn't. Good. Either. Awesome. We're moving quite quick. Good. Going by train doesn't either. Okay, one more, and then we'll talk about disagreeing. Her luggage isn't very heavy. Neither is mine. Yeah. Good. Cool. All right. Awesome. So let's take a break from this for a moment and go back into disagreement. So we've been talking about agreeing so far. We've been talking about agreeing to negative statements, agreeing to positive statements. Doesn't matter, negative, positive, you are agreeing with all of it, right? So now let's talk about disagreeing. Of course, a lot of people want to disagree, for sure. If you want to disagree, then you need to just simply pay attention to the statement that the person is making, okay? If the person makes a statement with a positive verb and you want to disagree, you simply answer with a negative verb, okay? And if you hear that the person is speaking with a negative verb and you want to disagree, you have to answer with a positive verb. Okay, so disagreeing is a little bit easier, I think, for that reason. You're just doing one little change. Saeed, no, we say on a trip. I'm on a trip. I'm going on a trip. He's on a trip. Yeah, on. So look at some examples here. If someone says Canada doesn't have a president like the USA, and another person wants to say Mexico does, okay? Because we have doesn't, so we say does, okay? I'm going to Michelle's party tonight. If someone wants to disagree with that, I'm not. Pretty basic. I don't have any brothers or sisters. I do. Okay? Yeah, it's the opposite. Let's go back to our document and show you again. Not simple, simply. If you want to disagree, simply change the verb that you hear in the statement from positive to negative or negative to positive. Okay? And I can add auxiliary, because that's what we're talking about. Yeah, so, you know, if someone says, oh, I love tuna sandwiches, and you want to disagree and be like, ugh, I don't. Okay, so I love tuna sandwiches. Obviously, we don't have an auxiliary verb because it's a positive present simple sentence, right? There's no auxiliary verb. So you need to remember to just use don't. Not say, ooh, I'm not. You can't say I'm not because you're not a tuna sandwich, right? So yeah, just remember the same rule as before. If you don't have an auxiliary verb and your main verb is not be, you should add don't or doesn't or didn't. I am from Canada. If you want to disagree, you'd say I'm not. I'm from Brazil or wherever, okay? So making your be verb negative. I am not. I should sleep more. Giving yourself advice, I should sleep more. Maybe your friend says, oh, I shouldn't. I sleep too much. Okay, so disagreeing with the negative modal verb here. Okay? So, yeah, that's it for that, but we're going to do some more exercises. Okay, so a little more practice here. I'm going to skip down to... I'm going to skip down this one, skip. And we'll do this one. So here is a person, Joe. So read his sentences and write whether you agree or disagree with him. So everyone can write their own answers based on your personal situation. Bill Majid, isn't it impolite if I say ew or sounds bad to the listener? Well, it depends who you're talking to. If I'm speaking to a good, like a friend, it's not rude, but yes, you're right. If you are in any kind of formal situation, you wouldn't do that. But yeah, friends, it's fine. Yeah. And I mean, I'm talking good friend, close friendship where you don't really have, barriers. But yeah, good point. Okay, so meet Joe, read his sentences. I want to see a lot of answers in the chat, whether you agree or disagree with him. So we're going to do the examples. This first one. You can also write a quick sentence to say the true information. So if Joe has one brother and one sister. If this is true for you, write an agreeing sentence. If it's not true, write the disagreeing phrase, and then you can write the real information. Okay. Noah, you can say both. You can say both of those, by or from. Okay, so a lot of you don't have one brother or one sister. That's good agreement. What's the real answer? Do you have more? Do you have less? You can also use the word siblings. Joe has one brother and one sister, so do I. I do too. Yeah, okay. Next one. Kamal, you have 4 siblings. Nice. Jacqueline, you have more too. Awesome. Big families. Michaela, you don't. You have 3 sisters. Wow. Lots of girls in your family. Sam, I don't. I have 3 brothers and 3 sisters. Wow. Big family. You have 5 siblings, Paige. Nice. Nice. Cherry, you don't have any brothers, just sisters. Nice. Calvin, I don't. I have neither, you would say. I have neither. Neither. No brothers, no sisters. Lolly, you only have 1 brother. Nice. Gertie, you have 3 sisters and 1 brother. Awesome. 3 siblings. Mr. F, you're an only child. Nice. And Jesus, so do you. Nice. Noir, you have 1 brother and 1 sister. Good. All right, cool. Right on. Thanks for sharing. Joe loves pizza. How would you guys agree with that or disagree? You have 1 sister, Maya. Saeed, you have 5. It's more common to say I have 5 instead of saying 5 I have. Jacqueline, you have 2 brothers, 1 sister. Okay, going on to the pizza. Joe loves pizza. Mr. F, so do you. Jacqueline, me too, yeah. Komal, if you say love, you have to say it. I love it too, or I love pizza too. If you use the verb do, then it's fine. I do too. So do I. Good, good. Okay. You do as well. Oh, Maya, there you go. Someone's going to disagree. I knew someone would. You don't. You love lasagna. I love lasagna too. Nice. Okay, so how about A? Birkin, you don't. You love hamburgers. Nice. When we're speaking generally about food, we put an S on the noun. I love hamburgers. Okay, so Joe is a native English speaker. So am I. I am too. I'm guessing most of you would disagree with this. So what are your native languages? The proper way to disagree with is good. I'm not. Yeah. We would not say I don't because we're using our be verb. I'm not. Jesus, so are you? Nice. Sam, you are a native Arabic speaker. Cool. Saeed, Persian. Right on. Jacqueline, you're not. Yeah. Brian, thanks. What are you thanking for? Did I miss something? Oh, yeah. So you would use the be verb instead of saying don't. I'm not. Kelvin, a Bemba speaker. Cool. Amharic. Sherry, a native Spanish speaker. Right on. Spanish is a good language to know, too. Awesome. Good. Morning, Mohammed. Nice. Well, you guys all have a lot on me. You can teach me a lot of languages. Yeah, cool. Good. So next one. Joe would like to be a police officer. Gretchen, you're a native Arabic speaker, but you're not a native English speaker. That's okay. Kamal, cool. Urdu is your native language. Nice. I'm learning a lot right now about languages around the world. That's cool. Joe would like to be a police officer. I wouldn't. I wouldn't either. Noir, you too. You would too. Nice. So if you guys could be anything in the whole world, what would you be for your job? Second conditional sentence. If you could be anything tomorrow, you had your choice, what would you be? It's a hard choice, but I think I would be the lead singer of a classic rock band. An actor, Saeed? Nice. Shari, you would like to be a makeup artist? Cool. Kadisha, you have 2 brothers and 2 sisters. Nice. Yeah, Sam, that's okay. Second conditional is just about daydreaming. Yeah. You'd be an astronaut. That's cool, though. Luciano, nice. You're a native Portuguese speaker. Nawar, you would just like to be happy. Yeah. Don't we all, right? Alemu, you would like to be a pilot. Nice. Don't forget a pilot. That would be a really cool job. Jacqueline, you would like to be an actress. Article is an because of the vowel actress. That's cool, though. Paige, you would like to be a pilot too. Calvin, you would be an entrepreneur, we say. You would be an entrepreneur. Kamal, you would like to be a big business lady. Nice. A boss lady. Right on. Abdel Karim, you want to be in the Air Force. You want to be in the Air Force. Cool. Michaela, you would be a musician too? Nice. Yeah, I think it would be fun to sing for a band. Bill Majid, you would love to be a captain of, if you're going to say the aircraft, you would say, I would love to be the captain of the aircraft. Or I would love to be a captain of an aircraft. Mr. F, you would be president of the US. That's a big job. Saeed, it kind of depends on the context of the sentence, but you know, there's not a huge difference here. I'll meet you at the end of the game. I'll meet you at the end of the game. I wouldn't say I'll meet you at the end. I would not say I'll meet you in the end of the game, at the end of the game. But I could say I like the part at the end, or I like the part in the end. So it depends, really. Okay. All right, so seeing a lot of cool professions that you guys would choose. Luciano, nice. You're Brazilian. Your native language is Portuguese. Yeah. Oh, Gertie, nice. You'd like to be a vet. Vladimir, I'd like to be a PHP programmer. What's PHP? Lolly, you wouldn't. You would be a rentier. What's a rentier? Is that like someone who owns like apartment buildings or something like that? I'm not quite sure. Pachu, you would be a food researcher. That's important. Ah, Noir, you changed paths. Yeah, well, that's pretty common. Okay, next one. Joe doesn't speak French. Sam, you do. Nice. I would disagree with him too. I do. Yeah. Joe doesn't speak French. Sam and I do. And some of you don't either. Ah, Cherry, thank you. PHP is a computer language for web development. Okay, whew. So that went right over my head, which is an idiom when you totally miss something because you don't have that knowledge. Right over my head. Maybe Lolly Lolly a rentier, maybe you mean like a property manager or something like that, or a real estate boss. I don't know. And let's see here. Sam, it's true. Nice. You do speak it. Yeah, moi aussi. Canada, you know, we learn French in school, bilingual country. So here, Jesus, I am neither. You can't use neither because if you're disagreeing, then we don't use neither. Remember, neither is only for agreeing. So if you're disagreeing with that, you would say I don't. Oh, cool, Vladimir. Nice. Well, now if anyone asks me what PHP is, I will know. So thank you for that. Saeed, that's kind of, yeah, I'm sorry for that. You know, I don't really know what to say on that because this is true. But the best thing to do is to learn the proper way. And if you ever spend time in an English-speaking country, you can pick up on any changes that way. But definitely learn it the proper way is the best thing to do, I think. Okay. Glaten, oui, je parle un peu français, mais ça fait longtemps. Alors, ma français n'est pas parfait, mais I try. Okay, what about this one? Joe doesn't like vegetables. You guys agree with that? I definitely disagree. I do. I love vegetables. You don't like vegetables, Cherry? How do you stay strong? Ah, Lolly, there's the true person who can judge my French. Thank you. Was it okay? I haven't spoken French in a long time, so I should practice more. I need to find a French YouTube. Lolly, you should start a French YouTube teaching channel. Then I can learn from you. So if you're disagreeing, Jesus, to this, Joe doesn't like vegetables, you would say, neither do I, or I don't either. Okay? If you are, sorry, that's agreeing. If you're agreeing to this, Joe doesn't like vegetables, neither do I, or I don't either. But if you're going to disagree with the statement, you change to a positive auxiliary verb, right? Joe doesn't like vegetables, I do. I love vegetables. Yeah, Gertie, you too? So you would, instead of saying I love these, because these is when you're being specific, like if you're holding vegetables in your hand. If you're not, you should say I love them. I love them. Yeah. Nice. Vegetables are great. Okay, next one. Joe's favorite sport is soccer. Mine isn't. So remember, we can use mine. Mine isn't. Yeah. Nawar, if you're talking about Joe doesn't like vegetables, you can say me neither or neither do I. Yep, for agreement. Me neither. Yep. Me neither is correct for this one. Yep. Joe's favorite sport is soccer. Mine isn't is disagreeing. But who is agreeing with this? Saeed, me neither is correct. Yeah. Calvin, you are agreeing by saying me too. Joe's favorite sport is soccer. Me too. Yeah, that's fine. Mine is not. Kamal, yours isn't. Your favorite sport is cricket. Nice. Jose, same as you, soccer. So in this case, we can't say so do I, because you're not saying, you're not saying I love soccer. You're saying Joe's favorite sport is soccer. So you would have to say, so is mine. And instead of saying so do, because you have to repeat the be verb. Okay? So this one is disagree, right? Disagree. Oops, sorry. And then we have this one, so is mine. Mine is to, is for agree. Yeah. Jose, if you say same as me, Joe's favorite sport is soccer, same as me. It's not the best. It's better to say so is mine, honestly. Joe's favorite sport is soccer, so is mine. Yeah. Good. Mine isn't. I love hockey. Typical Canadian, but I really love hockey. It's fun to play. One more. It's 4 o'clock, but we'll do one more. So Joe tries to work out 3 to 5 times a week. Neither is mine, you could say. Joe's favorite sport is soccer. Sorry, you cannot say neither is mine because this is a positive verb. You can only say neither is mine if it were Joe's favorite sport is not soccer. Neither is mine. Yeah. Joe tries to work out 3 to 5 times a week. Kadisha, you have to say, if you're agreeing with this, it's so do I. If you're disagreeing, remember, we can't disagree with either. You, like Cherry says, I don't. Okay, I don't is disagree. Whereas if you want to agree, like Jacqueline said, so do I. Whoops, capitalize. So do I. Why isn't this working? There we go. Or I do too. Or me too. We wouldn't say didn't Pachu because it's not past tense, it's present tense. Okay. Good. Don't forget double O, Jesus. I do two O's. But Calvin, if you're disagreeing, you can't use either. You have to keep that off because either is for agreeing, right? So you just say, I don't. Good, so 4 o'clock, we'll finish off there, but judging by everyone's answers in the chat, seems like you're doing well with this, and just keep practicing. You can find a lot of exercises online with this, and yeah, when you're speaking to people, try to use all of the different ways that you've practiced today, and yeah. Thanks for coming in. I'll see you guys next Tuesday, 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, okay? Oh my gosh, that's not right. I'm sorry. Now I just remembered, next week I'm on vacation, okay? January's coming up, so I have to use up my vacation. So tomorrow, next week's stream is canceled, unfortunately. I apologize for that, but I will see you when I get back. So I'll see you 2 weeks from today, okay? Next week, please don't wait for it. It won't be here. Enjoy yourselves next week. Have a good week, and I'll be back the following week. Okay. And if I just look at the calendar really quickly, I will tell you guys exactly. Yeah. So next stream for me is going to be December 17th. All right. So I'm not going anywhere though. It's a staycation. I will put the document in the chat, okay? So, yeah, my document that we worked on here will be in the chat in a minute. And yeah, I say vacation, but I'm not really doing too much exciting things. So I'll be hanging out around Vancouver and hopefully doing some hikes and whatnot. But thank you for your nice words. And yeah, I'll catch you guys back here on the 17th, okay? All right, take care. See you later.